So hi everyone, welcome to Kick It with Lala and finally हमारे साथ ऋत्विक आज जुड़ चुके हैं and we're gonna talk about our current forward line. इतने मिस happens की हो रहे थे कि भाई chances create होके भी गोल नहीं हो रहे थे and original system जो लिवरपूल का अभी है and with the new manager incoming क्या क्या changes expect हम कर सकते हैं and what would be the personal change. So let's get into it. कैसे हो ऋत्विक?
बहुत सही है भाई मतलब फाइनली वी बैक टू विनिंग वेज मतलब फर्स्ट हाफ से थोड़ा I was quite sad like watching the game the first half मतलब we were definitely better than when we played against Palace या Atlanta लेकिन फिर भी it's like loads of improvements to be made लेकिन we got that crucial second goal और उससे actually game पूरा change हुआ but yeah happy to see us winning again and being on level
Especially
with
scoring
Arsenal.
3 goals.
Exactly. Though open play goal finally.
Exactly. Like वो तो I don't even know. I don't even remember exactly last time कब देखे थे open play से goal यार. And I'm really happy कि seeing Trent back and Trent का वो signature free kick देख के. So uh, I was really happy about that. But coming back to our video and the question is that कि अभी तक before this match what's your thought कि chances create हो रहे थे even though half hearted chances भी create हो रहे थे but there were some chances जो मतलब बड़े outright clear chances थे if I remember the second leg with Atlanta as well एक Mo Salah का chance था which he like didn't finish जो usually Mo Salah वो convert करता है so what do you think कि अभी तक after लोग बोल रहे हैं कि बाय यूनाइटेड आफ्टर यूनाइटेड्स मैच आई वुड से आफ्टर सोलर इक्लिप्स ऐसा क्या हुआ है कि लिवरपूल के फॉरवर्ड्स कन्वर्ट नहीं कर पा रहे व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट इट
I think भाई mostly it is down to variance. तो variance बोले तो shooting मतलब क्या बोलते हैं बहुत volatile चीज होती है मतलब एक शॉट जब मारते हैं it's not given that you score a goal. तो हम XG करके बोलते हैं ना तो XG basically measures वो शॉट क्वालिटी मतलब तुम्हारे शॉट का क्वालिटी नहीं आइडियली फ्रॉम वेयर यू आर शूटिंग मतलब तुम्हारे प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या है कि वो गोल हो जाए वही मेजर करता है तो एक गेम का अगर एक्चुअली देखा जाए तो इट्स नॉट रियली एज रिलायबल और इट डजंट टेल अ लॉट मतलब तुम अपने आंखों से देख के यू कैन से ओके दैट्स अ बेटर चांस करके लेकिन वो लॉन्गर पीरियड में इट काइंड ऑफ इवन्स आउट तो इसीलिए दैट्स वेरी यूजफुल एज अ मेट्रिक तो शूटिंग के हिसाब से जैसे लोड्स ऑफ वेरिएंट्स और हमारे फॉरवर्ड जो है नूनेस हो साला हो या डियास हो या जोटा हो दे आर I mean Jota is sort of like a clinical finisher मतलब comparatively is much better than any of our forwards I think बाहर में भी साला बट मतलब बाकी तीनों जो है गैक्पो या नूनेस हो या डियास हो दे आर लाइक वेरी क्या बोलते हैं लाइक लो लाइक हाई वेरिएंस शूटर्स नूनेस स्पेशली तो दिक्कत ये है कि जब मतलब एक एक फॉर्म मतलब एक पीरियड था जहां पे डियास और नूनेस का फॉर्म बहुत सही था जस्ट रिसेंटली एंड
या
देन वी कम बैक टू दिस फॉर्म तो वो हो ही जाता है स्ट्राइकर्स के साथ या अटैकर्स के साथ तो दिक्कत तो वही है पहले भी हो जाता था आई सीन पीपल से कि ओ वी हैड लाइक माने फर्मिनो साला हाउ गुड दे वेर मतलब yes they were obviously much better than the current forward line but even they had this rough patches and this finishing trends मतलब especially with Mane ka I can 100% tell you that I was so frustrated with Mane and Firmino various times in their Liverpool career with regards to finishing. Salah ka bhi tha. So it's quite common to like kind of have that issue. And I think दूसरा point ये है कि we sort of over rely on our attackers because build up में issues है. We'll come to that in a bit. But हमारे like first phase build up from building up from the back when we get the ball, keeper से defense उधर से आगे build करना, we kind of struggle with that. I'll come to that in a bit. तो इसीलिए when the forwards do get a chance, it's quite important that they score or they kind of make the most out of it. तो वो थोड़ा वो pressure है forwards के head में. I think that kind of plays into their heads, especially with like players like Diaz, Nunez, who are like on and off kind of finishers. It kind of plays in their head a lot. I feel. तो वो भी है और तीसरा ये है कि yes, Nunes and Diaz etc. are like not great finishers. तो short conversion देख लो. Nunes is probably I think the 26th worst forward in the Premier League who's kind of taken 30 or more shots. Nicholas Jackson was like is 25th, but Nunes is 26th. I think his shot conversion rate is what 10% या कुछ and Diaz's is like 8%, Gakpo ka I think 12 or 14%, then Salah with 18, and Jota is like 24. So there's like a stark difference between Nunez and the rest. And Nunez का ये भी है कि he takes loads of shots, high volume shooter है. तुम्हें उसको अगर बॉक्स से बाहर भी शॉट मतलब शूटिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले तो he'll just let it go. And that's sort of been what we call it, like one of our tactics this season, to take like long range shots when we see that keepers are not like well settled. तो वो एक tactic भी है, लेकिन he's a high volume shooter, तो shot conversion तो automatically कम होगा because he takes loads of low quality shots. But even with respect to high quality shots, I feel there's loads of improvement to be made. I think mostly it's down to decision making rather than his shooting technique, क्योंकि
Yeah,
उसका shooting technique is amazing.
अमेजिंग। वो तो मतलब दिखता है कि जो उसने बैंगर्स भी स्कोर करे हैं कि उसकी शूटिंग इज प्रीटी गुड, जो उसकी टेक्निक है। आई आई फील लाइक डियाज का भी लाइक मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, टेकिंग डिफेंडर्स वन ऑन वन, ही इज क्रिएटिंग चांस, अमेजिंग है यार, बिल्कुल। बट आई फील लाइक जब व्हेन इट कम्स टू फाइनल थर्ड, जब वो कन्वर्ट करना होता है वहां पे, आई फील लाइक द ओनली डिफरेंस बिटवीन न्यूनेस, डियाज एंड साला इज दैट इनफॉर्म साला, आई वुड से, इज दैट डिसीजन मेकिंग। वो अपने आप को उतना डाउट नहीं करते, हाफ चांसेस भी साला यूज्ड टू टेक इट एंड ही यूज्ड टू कन्वर्ट इट। आई फील लाइक this comes down to first of all training, and second of all उसके बाद जितना manager shows faith in you, and I feel like at least Diaz and Nunez में उतना तो Klopp ने अभी तक शो किया है। So what do you think, like moving forward? अब तो देखा जाए तो tenure is almost done, right? ये तो few matches are left. मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, जब जब कोई भी नया मैनेजर आएगा, अकॉर्डिंग टू द रिपोर्ट्स, आज तो भाई एमोरिम का भी सीन थोड़ा डामाडोल हो गया है, बट next season, in my opinion, it'll be like level playing field for everyone, right? Even if it's Salah, koi preferences nahi hone wale because Klopp is not there, right? So what do you think that first of all इन दो players को improve करनी पड़ेगी for a new manager, कि वो उसको सोचे कि नहीं भाई मेरे को इसको खिलाना है? Because if we see, माना गैक्पो एंड डियाज आर मतलब डिफरेंट है, बट देखा जाए गैक्पो इज प्रीटी गुड एट लेफ्ट विंग एज वेल बिकॉज उसकी वो नेचुरल पोजीशन है। सो इट्स गोइंग टू बी वेरी टफ फॉर अ न्यू मैनेजर एज वेल। एंड व्हाट डू यू थिंक कि ऐसा हमें सिस्टम में क्या चेंज करना चाहिए मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, एंड इन प्लेयर्स को क्या फोकस करना चाहिए? बिकॉज राइट नाउ हमारा डीएनए इज गेगन प्रेसिंग, अटैकिंग फुटबॉल। आगे जाके अकॉर्डिंग टू यू हमें क्या चेंजेस करने चाहिए कि जो ड्रॉ भी होता है छोटी टीम्स के साथ वो हम विन में कन्वर्ट कर पाए?
I think लाला मतलब in terms of attackers ना, मतलब most of the time हम देखते हैं कि okay, it's a good quality shot, good chance था he didn't score, or good chance था he scored, tough chance था he scored, etc. We say a lot of things, but मतलब when you look at it from like a when you look at the big picture, मतलब अगर देखा जाए तो the type of chance someone gets is also quite important, or the type of chances a team creates is also quite important to how the attackers perform in various different ways. So Nunez ka, I think I'm not 100% sure because I did not watch a lot of Benfica games. I've watched a few of Nunez's tapes at Benfica, but some of his goals were quite direct. मतलब direct play से होता था. And
हाँ,
even with Liverpool as well, I think जब Trent था, he was
सॉरी
that was a really good connection, Trent
सॉरी
and
कट किया
Nunez.
इस बात पे। मैं वही बोलने वाला था, डू यू थिंक दैट कि जो उसका फॉर्म में डिप आया ट्रेंट के जाने के बाद, डू यू थिंक दैट इज अ रिलेशन? बिकॉज उससे डायरेक्ट प्ले से उसको बहुत चांसेस क्रिएट होते थे। इफ 3 चांसेस वर क्रिएटेड वो एक कन्वर्ट कर ही देता था, एंड बहुत जेन्युइन चांसेस क्रिएट होते थे, वो हाफ हार्टेड चांसेस नहीं क्रिएट होते थे, राइट? लाइक जेन्युइन एक ऑप्शन मिलता था, यस दिस इज वन ऑन वन, या एक प्रॉपर क्रॉस आया जिसमें ही कैन हेड द बॉल। सो डू यू थिंक वो एक मेजर रोल प्ले कर रहा है जहां पे मिडफील्ड से चांसेस क्रिएट हो रहे हैं? बट देखा जाए राइट नाउ, जब ट्रेंड नहीं था, इट्स ऑल अबाउट मैकलिस्टर हैज टू डू समथिंग, राइट? अब ट्रेंड आ गया, थोड़ा एफर्ट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो गया, बट डू यू थिंक कि मिडफील्ड से और चांसेस क्रिएट होने चाहिए? व्हाट वी एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम सबोस्लाय, अभी तक उसने वो भी नहीं डिलीवर किया इन माय ओपिनियन। लाइक वी एक्सपेक्टेड कि वो भी चांस क्रिएशन करेगा। सो डू यू थिंक दैट वो एक कितना कोरिलेशन है अकॉर्डिंग टू यू?
I think Trent ka there's loads of dependency there because Trent is an insane footballer, मतलब generational player है. And I think we clearly have evidence to say that we missed him. मतलब Bradley was amazing, लेकिन Trent is Trent. It's like
Trent,
literally no replacement for Trent. और he's literally one of the best players in the world. मतलब उसके chance creation हो, and his passing as well is like the threat he creates with his passing is insane. So that really makes a big difference हमारे team में, right? So I think that definitely has played a part. But also with respect to Nunez ka shooting, I don't know if it's sort of confirmation bias from my side. I'll probably have to do a little bit of research again. But I kind of feel that he takes better shots, sort of like towards the right hand side. Not much towards the right, but sort of in the central and the right hand side of the pitch. He takes better shots from those angles as compared to say from the left when he comes in. So I just feel shooting angles एक चीज है उसका, और sometimes he just snatches onto shots, which I feel maybe is a reason why he isn't like scoring loads of goals. मतलब एक chance था Crystal Palace के against when the ball just fell in front of him from a corner and then he just shot straight at the keeper. और उसका shot placement में भी वही दिक्कत है. Most of the time he just finds the keeper somehow, just shoots straight at the keeper. तो वो ऐसे ऐसे like minute चीजें हैं which he needs to work on. I think it's again something that he
कैन
can
बी
actually
वर्कड ऑन एज वेल। वो
exactly
calmness
improve.
रखना, शॉट लेने के टाइम पे डिसीजन मेकिंग इंप्रूव करना, आई थिंक विच कैन, एंड आई वुड से जो इंप्रूव हुई भी है कुछ हद तक फ्रॉम लाइक कमिंग इनटू अ नेक्स्ट सीजन, जो इंप्रूव हुई भी है कुछ हद तक। सो
I think like 11 goals and 8 assists in like less than 2000 minutes in the Premier League is quite decent for a striker. लेकिन the problem ये है कि he's like we are a title chasing team, so that's probably not enough from like our main striker. So that's the whole consensus or whole point. और जितने chances उसको मिल रहे हैं, based on that he should be actually netting more. But I kind of get the frustration with Nunez, but I also see the positive side with him because he is a shot magnet. When he comes on, he takes lots of shots.
या
और एक दो चीज और भी है, the way he doesn't time his run quite well. Most of the time he just races past the last man quite quickly, and I think that's again another area which he actually kind of improves on. He's going to be getting loads and loads more top quality
एग्जैक्टली,
chances,
लाइक
I
कुछ
feel.
चीजें हैं लाइक इस उसका ही अट्रैक्ट्स अ लॉट ऑफ डिफेंडर्स एज वेल, उसका होल्ड अप प्ले अच्छा है, ही समवट allows Diaz and like Mo to make those runs as well inside. So कुछ चीजें काफी अच्छी भी हैं, like काफी डायनामिक है, जो उसका साइज है उस हिसाब से तो काफी डायनामिक प्लेयर भी है. So that's really good, and I honestly hope कि वो बदलेगा, he will improve as well, and with Jota fit as well, वो एक next level competitiveness भी आ जाती है कि नहीं, someone is fit and जो मेरे से ज्यादा clinical है, and that's given यार. I would say फुलम के मैच में Jota was nowhere to be seen for 50 minutes, right? उसके बाद जब वो इन्वॉल्व हुआ, एक चांस मिला है, नहीं स्लॉटेड द गोल, नो मैटर व्हाट, कैसे, that's what matters, गोल किया. Nevertheless, अब whatever the Klopp's tenure was amazing, like हमारे लिए तो भाई जनरेशन की मेमोरीज देके जा रहा है वो इंसान हमें. What do you think? दो चीजें मेरे दिमाग में आती हैं राइट नाउ. अर्लियर वी यूज्ड टू हैव मिडफील्ड रनर्स, राइट, हार्ड वर्किंग प्लेयर क्रिएटिंग दैट chaos. अभी थोड़ा हम टेक्निकल साइड पे हमारे मिडफील्डर्स आ चुके हैं. सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक? आई समटाइम्स फील लाइक मिक्स ऑफ बोथ शुड हैव बीन देयर मेरे हिसाब से, क्योंकि समटाइम्स वी मिस दैट लाइक टेनासिटी, वो रॉनेस की, नहीं भी जाके लड़ना है मैच में मिडफील्ड में, क्योंकि अभी थोड़ा फ्लेयर आ गया है, राइट? सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, हमें स्क्वाड में टैक्टिकली क्या, हम एक न्यू मैनेजर जो भी आएगा, क्या एक अप्रोच हमारे लिए होना चाहिए, एंड शुड वी हैव द क्लब ऑफ बोथ ऑफ देम, और जो अभी हम न्यू मिडफील्ड है फुल ऑफ फ्लेयर एंड टेक्निकल एबिलिटीज, उसके साथ ही चलना चाहिए?
I think it depends ना, like कि कौन है नया हमारे नए मैनेजर. I feel like there is still like a decent balance of physicality and technical ability in the midfield अभी. I mean, if you think about McAllister, he's very technical, but he's also quite physical. He's like a really smart player. He wins quite a lot of tackles and interceptions. Like, so he is quite physical. Endo obviously is like a super warrior, and uske ऊपर like I think Elliot's physicality has also sort of improved. Same with Jones as well, although he's been a little inconsistent like since the turn of the year.
सॉरी टू कट यू, अभी लोग गाली देंगे इस वीडियो को देखने के बाद, बट समटाइम्स आई वांट जो हेंडरसन, मिलर एंड वाइनल्डम की फिजिकलिटी होती है ना, जस्ट थ्रो इन दोस टैकल्स, मेक द अदर टीम अनकंफर्टेबल. आई
That's the
थिंक
thing, na. That's like we've changed the way we play a lot. So, wo obviously like it's a very different midfield. It's a very different system. Abhi, I think issues ये है कि we struggle to build out from the back. mainly. So I'll probably explain what I saw in the Fulham game, like from my point of view. The first half, may if you'd seen like there's like loads of instances where we were trying to build out from the back.
Yeah.
Trent central Arada. Endo was also central, and it was sort of like a mess. Like it should have been like this like three players at the back building. Trent dropping centrally, Kwanzaa right, Van Dijk left, Endo moving up front. But there was like loads of confusion between Endo and Trent.
वो mess up हो गया था
And
बीच में यार. I
and then
remember.
additionally, when we actually got the ball into the midfield third, midfield mein there's like literally no movement. Like we need to generate those movements in midfield, take players away, and like generate spaces where some of our attacking players could have dropped. Like मैं Jota को देख रहा था, he's really smart in terms of that. So when we have like a more dynamic, more movement in midfield, what he does generally is he drops into those little pockets of spaces just so that he can receive and then run at goal or run at the defenders. That's
I
sort of what his game is.
Acts a defender as well.
It's sort of similar with Gakpo as well sometimes because he gets the ball, he tries to create separation and then opens up room and space for other players to actually make runs and
यही
get into
same
those pockets
problem.
of space. तो अगर देखा जाए तो ग्रावनबर्ग एग्जैक्टली तो ग्रावनबर्ग एलियट और एंडो there's like no literal movement उधर और सेकंड हाफ में अगर देखे तो like when we started the second half early it was sort of the same but then you saw Trent moving more wide and
Wide.
kind of opening up that like so Endo was sort of in the center. So we had like a decent build up structure. And after that second goal, it changed because I think the approach quite changed because Fulham's game state was again negative. So unko equalizer marna tha. So they had little bit more urgency to kind of move and kind of make something happen. So we had some fluidity in midfield. And that was working. I think that was probably Gravenberg's best 20-30 minutes with the club. Exactly, because मतलब उस time पे he was absolutely incredible. Even for the third goal that we scored, he was involved. And then Gakpo had like I think Gakpo had like a man of the match game to be
Yeah.
fair in my opinion. तो वही चाहिए like वो issues पूरे season रहे हैं वो build up issues even when we've had like Alexis McAllister and it's a coaching issue rather than player issue or a profile issue. तो नए manager अगर आएंगे the first thing is to fix that. Secondly, our out of position players. Well, I mean, we've actually been a very pressing team. Like, in sometimes there is like loads of issues with our press as well and how we leave spaces at the back. So इसीलिए and we've had issues with second balls this season too. मतलब that was one of our key strengths.
First of all, जो हम second balls में we were like master, right? We used to win those balls very very often. जब हम proper वो एक warrior midfield के साथ खेलते थे. Right now, I feel like this season that is very less. बहुत कम हुआ and जो मैंने क्रिस्टल अटलांटा एंड इवन फुलम के मैच में भी देखी थी ट्रांजिशन में व्हेन द अदर टीम इज अटैकिंग अस आउट ऑफ प्लेस हमारी डिफेंडिंग हैज बीन रियली वीक इन माय ओपिनियन लाइक जो पोजीशनिंग होनी चाहिए दैट इज रियली वीक एंड इट कम्स टू एवरी द होल बैकलाइन इन माय ओपिनियन सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक वो चीज इतना अचानक से उभर के क्यों आ रही लाइक व्हाई इज इट हैपनिंग जो नहीं थी जो हमारा स्ट्रांग पॉइंट था
I think it's again system and structure, na. So abhi teams have started finding out like the weaknesses in the team. तो वो हो ही जाता है. Some teams are good at doing that. I mean, we struggle with the man-to-man system. मतलब वो Klopp का issue रहा है. I think
हमेशा
most parts of his tenure,
यस
and there is some reliance on players also kind of moving the needle there. Because अगर man-to-man system से मतलब deal कर रहे हैं हम, we have to have players who's willing to actually take on their man or his man, and then like have to dribble, has to have that ability to carry and get past their man. So ऐसे spaces open होता है in when you're playing a man-to-man like system, right? I think
happened with
Atlanta did that quite well. We struggled.
yeah.
Atlanta did that. We struggled, and then Palace sort of had that physicality in midfield as well. Wharton had sort of like a man of the match game. He was like literally everywhere, and I think अगर देखा जाए recently, तो we've had issues dealing with crosses and also some of those cutbacks. So
Yeah.
वो एक big problem रहा recently, and our box defending has not been perfect of late. I would say, apart from maybe Van Dijk getting on the end of most crosses. So we like the problem is that the teams have kind of bypassed our midfield quite easily, which
Yeah.
is a big cause of concern, and that's a byproduct of our system, to be fair. तो वो at front से शुरू होना है high press से. I think what we've done recently, or especially against Fulham, was kind of drop a little bit more deep. So हमारा high line kind of not high line. I mean our attacking line kind of dropped a bit more deeper out of
Right,
position, I
yeah,
feel,
yeah.
kind of to give that support to the midfield. So it was a bit better, but I feel there's much more to be improved there. So जब नया manager आएंगे, it's not about the system. It's again whoever comes, it's going to be their philosophy, na? So
Obviously.
I wouldn't like mind a little bit change in terms of philosophies. I'm not a three at the back person. Like I'm not a big fan of three at the back. मतलब अमोरी माता तो three at the back खेलता तो I would have been like Klopp, boo, three at the back करके वो ad है ना. So but still like yeah, as long as we have like a good tactician and like a good coach who's also pretty good at man managing players, I would be happy. I think that's a change I would want to see.
So इसी के साथ बता like we'll wrap up video pretty soon. अब तो Amorim is apparently not going to happen. I hope कुछ अच्छा ही हो. What do you think? हुआ चल I'll ask for like top 3 manager choices according to you and give me one line में कि why would you think कि ये would be a better choice for Liverpool? Give me
I
3
mean, bookies के हिसाब से it's
नहीं तो
Arne
किसके
Slot.
साथ according to you? You tell me your options.
I mean, I'll be a little delusional and say I would like Postecoglou,
Okay.
but it's not going to happen because he moved to Spurs just last season and he's not
नहीं
that
उसको
kind of
पैसा भी
guy.
मिल
And
जाएगा.
वही getting someone out of Levy is not, yeah, it's not easy at all. So वो होगा नहीं, लेकिन that's my delusional option because I think he fits what the club stands for, the ethos, and he's a really good manager, and he's been a fan of the club as well. And I like the way he plays. I mean, there's like loads of
Hmm.
faults and issues there, but things he can obviously
वो
fix.
कौन
But
से कोच में नहीं होते हैं. So it's
yeah,
fine.
exactly, and he would be like one of my biggest choices. But other than that, I know people will call me out and hate me on this, but I still feel Graham Potter has some unfinished business.
Okay.
Whatever happened at Chelsea, I feel that he started really well. He had like some really good tactical ideas. The management was a mess there, but then when the pressure got to him, he sort of panicked. But I feel like that's a good kind of lesson for him or good experience for him. He's probably learned a lot of things from that whole experience. So
मैं तो ये भी बोलूंगा
I th-
Chelsea was and is still mess of a club, so I don't blame him as well that much.
And I think like under like a the right hierarchy, he's probably going to do well. And he's like a really good tactician. I'm not 100% sure about his man management ability. I think most of it is quite fine, and he would actually connect well with the fans as well. I feel so. Potter would be a choice for me, which I'll get hate for, obviously. But other than that, it's very tricky, Lala. Like I cannot think of another manager who I feel might like I'm a big fan of. Like I wouldn't really fancy Thomas Frank at all. I've I mean I kind of like Gary O'Neill, but I don't think he should be a Liverpool manager, next Liverpool manager at all. There's like loads more experience to be kind of
Do you
garnered
think
there.
जितना लोग मतलब there are like mixed opinions for Deserby? Do you think Deserby बन सकता है?
Uh, I am a fan. Like I am a fan. I like Deserby, but I also feel similar issues है जो हम अभी face कर रहे हैं. Like defensive transition especially. It's going to be a big mess. I think
Hmm.
he's not figured that out yet, but maybe with better players he might do better. But I think there's like loads of like improvements to be done there. Like I'm a fan. Like I wouldn't mind if we got Deserby over say some of the weaker choices, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I still have like my concerns there. A little bit. I'm a little bit biased towards Potter over Deserby anyway because I've seen Potter's Brighton like a lot, and I've kind of enjoyed the football a lot as well. But Arne Slot is probably another favorite I feel from Feyenoord, and he's quite good. But again,
Again,
that's league, and then like not
and
loads
not
of
proven like
experience.
उतने proven नहीं हुए हैं Premier League में वो managers, but you never know. Like अब I would say जब से Edwards is the main character, कोई गेस नहीं मार सकता कि अब कौन होने वाला है मैनेजर कौन नहीं होने वाला है. एक चीज होने वाली है, it'll be like very exciting upcoming months for Liverpool fans. So it'll be really exciting and like I hope जो भी होगा अच्छा ही होगा.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yes, fingers crossed. And one last question: what do you think about the title?
I think we'll win it.
Oh,
Last year I was pessimistic. This year I'm optimistic. I
you
think
never,
we'll win it.
you never know.
I'm following you, Lala.
अभी भी तमाशे हो सकते हैं, अभी भी तमाशे हो सकते हैं. No one thought Arsenal would lose against Aston, so anything can happen. Let's see. And thank you so much, Rithwik, for joining. And आगे और वीडियोस हम ऋत्विक के साथ करने वाले हैं. एंड प्लीज like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much for joining, Rithwik, and take care.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy, Lala.